Good morning to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope by God's grace you all are safe. So have you all studied yesterday's portion? Have you revised what are the things yesterday I have taught? Yes, before we are going to study today's portion. So just to recall what are the things you have studied yesterday. So first you take your textbooks on your hand because only one topic is left in the first chapter. Remaining everything I have completed. Today we are going to mark the question answers of the chapter 1. So please take your textbooks in your hand. Sit in front of the system or take a mobile phones in your hand. Please listen carefully. Okay. So which chapter we are studying? Chapter 1. So what's the chapter 1? Introduction to computers, isn't it? So in introduction to computers, what are the things you have studied already? What are the things? So what do you mean by computer? In which places you are using the computer? What's the use of computer? So what are the things? What do you mean by hardware? What do you mean by software? So what are the functional components of a computer? Very very important question. Types of generations of computer, functional components of a computer, input unit, input devices, output devices. This much you have discussed yesterday, isn't it? Yes. Today we are going to study about new topic called booting. Okay. So what's the topic today we are going to discuss? Booting. Only so this is a very very small topic. So within 10 minutes I can complete this class. So listen carefully. Okay. So what do you mean by booting? Booting of a computer. What do you mean by booting? Okay. So do you know what do you mean by OS? So if you are going to open a system. So if you open a system, you are seeing one screen, isn't it? Maybe Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8 or Windows 10, maybe Ubuntu or Linux. What are the things this and all? Windows 7, Windows XP, these are called what? OS. Okay. So without OS, we can't able to install any software or we can't able to open any applications or we can't able to work in the system. For that, which is the basic thing to support all these softwares or all these things. Which is the basic thing? Which is a basic software? OS, that means operating system. Okay. So operating system is the basic software to make the computer to work. Understand? Listen. So today we are going to study booting and types of booting. So already you have studied in memory unit, two types of memory you have studied. What are the things? Primary memory as well as secondary memory, isn't it? So which is the example for the primary memory? Are you remembering? Which memory is the example for primary memory? RAM or ROM? Say which is the example for this primary memory? RAM, isn't it? What do you mean by RAM? Random access memory, that means main memory. So whether the content present in the RAM is permanent or temporary? My question is whether the content present in the RAM is temporary or permanent. Whether the content is permanent in RAM? No. Primary memory means temporarily we can able to store the information, isn't it? Yes. So why I am telling this primary memory about RAM means, so when you are going to on the computer or when you are going to switch on the computer, there is no information is present inside the RAM. Understand? So if you are going to on this computer, so at that time the processing will be done inside the CPU. At the initial stage, there is no information is present in the RAM. Understand? But in case of ROM, already one pre-written program. So in the ROM, already while they are installing that ROM itself, they are pre-written. That what do you mean by pre-written and post-written? Pre-written means already they have written. That is called what? Pre-written. So while they are designing time itself in ROM, they have written one program called what? What's the name of that program? POST. Power on self-test. Understand? What's the name of that program? POST. POST means important one more question. Power on self-test. Okay. So when you switch on the computer, so RAM also will process, ROM also process. But in RAM, there is no information. No information is there in the RAM. But in ROM, already they have pre-written some program. What's the name of that program? POST. What do you mean by POST? Power on self-test. This program will execute at first. Okay. So when you switch on the computer, which program will execute at first? Which program will execute at first? POST. That means the already pre-written program written on the ROM. Understand? Whether ROM is a temporary storage memory or permanent storage memory? Permanent storage memory. Okay. So after this program, this POST program run finish means then this what it will done means in that a device called RAM. So it will check this program. What's the use of that program means this program check in the devices, like what are the devices, RAM, keyboard, mouse, what are the devices are connected to the computer. It will check all the devices, what are the devices are connected, so whether the devices are connected to the computer properly or not. What's the use of that program? That only power on self-test. Name itself you can identify. Power on. When you switch on the computer, one pre-written program in the ROM will be executed first. What's the use of that program? When you switch on the computer, what are the devices you are connected to the computer? Example, RAM, then memory card, then mouse, keyboard, then printer, scanner, like this. All the devices are initially they have connected properly or not. It will check that one. Understand? If the devices are connected properly means it will send one information called BIOS. What do you mean by BIOS? Means basic input output system. Understand what do you mean by BIOS? Basic input output system. So if all the devices are connected properly means this BIOS will execute it. Which will be executed first? BIOS. What do you mean by BIOS? Basic input output. This entire process we are calling as an booting. Understand now what do you mean by booting? What do you mean by booting? So which is the basic software needs the computer to work clearly. OS is a basic software. So when you switch on the computer, there is no information will be present in the RAM. Why? RAM is a temporary storage memory. But ROM is a primary, that is secondary memory. It is a permanent storage memory. So while designing a ROM itself, if there is a pre-written program. What's the name of that program? Post. What do you mean by post? Power on self-test. So when you switch on that computer, the program written on the ROM will execute it first. Okay, what's the use of that program? This program check what are the devices you are connected to the computer. What are the devices? Maybe keyboard, then what are the input devices? Keyboard, mouse, scanner, projector, memory card, everything. What are the devices you are connecting to the computer? So it will check whether the devices are connected properly. If the devices are connected properly means, if the devices are ready to work properly means, it will send one information called what? BIOS. What do you mean by BIOS? Basic input output system. This BIOS will get what? Executed. This entire process we are calling as called what? Booting. Understand? So important 2 mark questions. Sometimes they will ask for 2 mark. Sometimes they will ask for 3 mark. Understand what do you mean by booting? Next. So, already I said no, one program, pre-written program called what? Post, power on self-test. So, another one program called bootstrap loader. Okay, now booting means the computer you are switching on, the screen will come. Okay, that is called booting. So, another one program called bootstrap loader. Okay, what's the use of this loader means transferring information OS, that means in the screen you are seeing OS, transferring information OS from hard disk into main memory. Okay, what are the things or data are present inside the hard disk? It will transfer particular information to main memory. What's the use of bootstrap loader? It will transfer OS from hard disk, that is what are the contents present in the hard disk into main memory. Now the OS get loaded. Okay, so immediately the contents present in the hard disk is transferred to main memory. Now the operating system will get loaded. Okay, what do you mean by this? Means Windows or Linux is examples of operating system. When the operating system will get executed, say, so immediately after the booting, another one program. What's the program name called? Bootstrap loader. This bootstrap loader transfers the information from where to where? OS, transfers OS information. That means operating system's information. What are the information present in the operating system? Transfers that particular information from where to where? Hard disk into memory. So after transferring this information, immediately the operating system will get loaded. Maybe any operating system. Windows 6, Windows XP, Windows 7, maybe Windows 10, Windows 8, Linux, Ubuntu, etc. What operating system you are using? So it will transfer the information. After that, the OS will get executed. Understand? So after the booting, what process will going on? One program called bootstrap loader. It will transfer particular operating system information where to where? Hard disk to main memory. After that, immediately the operating system will get loaded. What are the examples of operating system? Windows and Linux. So immediately if the operating system will get executed, you can able to see the contents on the screen. Understand? Yes. There are two types of booting is there. How many types of booting is there? 2 types. What are they means? First one is cold booting. Second one is warm booting. Understand? Booting is of how many types? 2 types. What are they? First type is a cold booting. Second type is a warm booting. Yes. So first thing we are going to study about cold booting. What do you mean by cold booting? Okay. What do you mean by cold booting means? So you are going to switch on the computer now. Okay. Now you are going to switch on the computers. So that is initial state. System starts from where? Initial. That means from starting state. So if you are going to switch on the computer, if the system starts from initial state, isn't it? From the beginning it will start. What are the process I explained in the last slide? Booting. From the initial state it will start. That booting is called which booting? Cold booting or hot booting. Okay. So here when the user, you are going to press the power button. So instructions, what are the instructions? Read from ROM to initiate. Whether any things are stored in the ROM already? No, already we have studied. So if you switch on the computer, so ROM there is no information. Immediately RAM there is no information. ROM pre-written program called what? Post, power on self-test. So immediately when you press the power on button, what are the informations present in the ROM will initiate the booting process. Understand? What are the things present in the ROM? Post. What do you mean by post? Power on self-test. What's the meaning of that? What's the use of that? It will check devices. What are the input? What are the devices connected to the computer? Whether it will connected properly or working properly. Then it will send the information. That is called what? Booting, isn't it? Likewise, so that booting is called cold booting. Understand? When you start the system, when you are going to switch on the system will work or start from the initial state. So that booting, the system will start from initial state. That booting is called which booting? Cold booting or hot booting. So that only they are going. When the user presses the power button, so the instructions from where they will read? Instruction from, not from RAM, ROM. So instructions read from ROM to initiate the booting process. That is called what? Cold booting. Understand? Next one is warm booting. So now you are working in the system. Sometimes you need to restart the system. Okay, restart. What do you mean by restart? Once again you need to reset the things. That is called what? Restart. So which button you need to press now? Reset button. Understand? So for restart the system, which button you need to press? Reset button. Okay. So immediately if the reset button is pressed, that is called which booting? Warm booting or soft booting. What do you mean by warm booting or soft booting? When the system restarts, or if you are pressing this restart button, the system will reset once again. That booting is called which booting? Warm booting or soft booting. But what do you mean by cold booting? When you are going to switch on the computer, the system starts from initial state. That's the important point. Start from initial state. That is called cold booting. But here, when you are restarting the system, which button you need to press? Reset button. So at that time, that booting we are calling as which booting? Warm booting or soft booting. Just think and see whether the system need to check from the initial state. Already you are working in the system, but immediately once again you are restarting the system. Initial state means what are the things you need to check? Whether the ROM will check that post, power on self-test. Whether the keyboard is connected properly. Then mouse is connected properly. Scan disk is connected properly. Then scanner is connected properly. Likewise all the devices are connected properly and it is working properly. In the initial state. Whether this booting, whether the system need to start from initial state? No. Why? Already you are working in the system. So this initial test need not to be carried in this case. Understand why the initial state need not to be taken? Because once again you are resetting the process. Okay. So but what's the disadvantage means? Immediately if you are give the reset or restart the button mean, you may get the data loss. Or the system might have some damage or system will hang. You can't able to store the particular information properly. Okay. What's the disadvantage? For example, I am telling, so you are typing something. So immediately power went. There is no UPS. Immediately the system will shut down. So after 5 minutes power will come. So you are just switch on the computer. But you are not yet saved the already typed file. You are not yet saved. So there is a chance of data loss are there. What's the meaning of data loss? Already what are the things you are going to save in the computer? So that things are not present in particular system or computer. That you mean by data loss. So here warm booting, once you are restarting the system or reset button is pressed, the chance of data loss will happen. Understand what do you mean by warm booting? When the system restart or when the reset button is pressed, that booting we are calling as which booting? Warm booting or soft booting. Okay, here the system need not to check from the initial state. That means what are things, whether it is connected properly or working properly, need not to be checked from the initial state. What's the disadvantage? Here there is a chance of data loss. Sometimes the system will get damaged, otherwise the systems won't work properly. Understand? So what a so up to this the first chapter get over. So what are the things we got discussed today? Booting of a computer. Then what? Two types of booting, cold booting and warm booting. Understand? By this first chapter get over. Okay. So now we are going to mark the question answers of first chapter. Okay. For that, first take the textbooks in your hand. All of you please take the textbooks in your hand. Okay. So all of you take a textbooks. Take page number. So in a textbook, all of you take page number 11. Okay. So this page, all of you take this page number 11. Have you all taken? First we are going to mark the one word question. Okay. Section A. Please listen carefully. Mark it. So read the first question. First generation computers used in. Which is answer? Option A. Vacuum tube. Okay. First question answer is A. Vacuum tubes. Okay. First generation computers used in vacuum tubes. Have you marked? Yes. Second question. Name the volatile memory. So which will be the volatile memory? That means temporary storage memory. Which is the volatile memory? Think and say ROM. Sorry, not ROM, RAM. Okay. Option C. Name the volatile memory. Option C is the answer, RAM. C, option C. Have you marked? Next question. Identify the output device. So identify the output device. Which one is the output device here? Monitor, option C. So which is answer? Option C, monitor. Okay. Next, fourth question. Identify the input device. Which is the input device? Option B, mouse. Option B, mouse. Next one. Dash output devices used for printing building plan. Option B, plotter. What's the answer? Option B, plotter. Next one. Have you all marked? Next question. Which one of the following is used in ATM machines? Which you are using in the ATM machines? Touch screen. Option A. Sixth one answer. Option A. Touch screen. Next one. Seventh one. When system restarts, which type of booting is used? System restarts. Which type? Warm booting. Seventh one answer is option A. Warm booting. Okay. Seventh one answer is option A. Warm booting. Next, eighth question. Expand post. What do you mean by post? Power on self test. Option C. Option C. Power on self test. Then ninth one. Which one of the following is the main memory? Option B, RAM. Option B, RAM. Next thing, 10th question. Which generation of computer used ICS? Third generation. Answer is C, third generation. So have you all marked this one more questions? Finished? Next we are going to mark 2 mark question. This is very short answer means 2 mark question. Okay. Short answers means 3 mark question. So first you write this page number here. Okay. First you write page number here. Afterwards I'll explain. In page number from where to where you need to mark. Okay. So first what is a computer? Write the page number 4. Here write 4. What is a computer? Write the page number is 4. Have you all marked? Have you written? Second question 4. Page number 4. Distinguish between data and information. Page number 4. Next. Third question. What are the components of a CPU? Page number 5. Here you will write page number 5. Next. What's the function of a ALU? Page number 5. Then what's the functions of control unit? Page number 5. Page number 5. Next question. What's the function of memory? Page number 5. But here you need to include one line in this question. Okay. The sixth question. So I'll mark the question answer from the book, but there is not exact definition is there. So you need to write, you need to add only one line for this question, first line. Okay. So please write it here. So remaining you mark from the page number 5. Okay. Here you write page number 5, but you need to write the first line here as right. Memory enables the computer to store program. Memory enables the computer to store program. Have you all written? Once again I am repeating. Sixth question you need to write there. Not only this much, remaining thing you need to mark from there. This is the first line of this question. Okay. Memory enables the computer to store program. Okay. Then you write page number 5 here. Understand? Seventh question, write page number 4, 5. That means 2 pages. Answer is in there, 2 pages. 4, 5. Eighth question, page number 5. Have you all written? Once again I am reading page numbers. What is a computer? Page number 4. Distinguish between data and information. Page number 4. What are the components of CPU? Page number 5. What's the function of an ALU? Page number 5. What's the function of control unit? Page number 5. What's the function of memory? Page number 5. And you need to write one line. Then differentiate input and output unit 4, 5. 2 pages. Distinguish primary memory and secondary memory. Page number 4, 5. Okay. Now we are going to mark the question answer. Okay. What's the first question? What is a computer? So what you wrote? Page number. Page number 4. So have you all taken this page? Page number 4. So listen carefully, then only you can able to mark this question answer. Okay. So page number 4, have you seen it? This one. What is computer? First 2 mark question from here to here. A computer, start from here. A computer, say, have you seen this? A computer is electronic device from here to for future use. Understand? Have you all marked? First 2 mark question. Page number 4. Below this diagram, from here. Computer is an electronic device. From here to this end for future use. Have you all marked? Then second question. Distinguish between data and information. Same page. This one. If they ask for differentiate, distinguish between, compare, if they ask like this means, you need to draw the tabular column. Okay. Draw the tabular column. Put differentiate. That means differentiate between. Here what the question is? Data and information. That means made tabular column. First you put data. Next tabular column heading you need to put information. Okay. So first you mark, then I'll tell. From here, data means this one. First, in tabular column, first point this one. Data is defined as an unprocessed collection of raw facts suitable for communication, interpretation and processing. This is the first point for data. Understand? This is the first point. Mark it. Data is defined. This one. First point. Information. This is the first point. Information is collection of facts from which conclusions may be drawn. This is the first point for information. Then second point, mark. In data, second point. This will not give any meaningful message. Second point. This will not give any meaningful message. Second point. Second point for data. Then second point for information. This will give meaningful message. Here. It will give meaningful. They are giving to give meaningful. So you wrote here. Information will give meaningful message. Okay. Here. Your data what you have written. This will not give any meaningful message. In information what point you need to write means. Information will give meaningful message. Understand? Third point. This one mark. Example. Example up to this. 134, 6, Kavita, C and data. Example. Then here third point. Here see this line. For example, Kavita is 16 years old. This information is about Kavita and convey some meaning up to this. Understand? Have you marked? 3 points I said. This is the first point for data. So here this is the first point. Conclusions may be drawn up to that. First point for information. Second point. This will not give any meaningful message. This is second point for data. Information you need to write. This will give meaningful message. Second point for information. Third point this example. For example up to data. Here third example. For example third point. For example Kavita 16 years old. This information Kavita and convey some meaning. Understand? Have you all marked? Shall we move to the next question? Yes. So next third question is, what are the components of a CPU? Page number 5. Take the page number 5. Components of CPU. This one. Page number 5. Under the heading Central Processing Unit. Under the heading Central Processing Unit. This one. CPU. From mark from here. The CPU has 3 components up to memory unit. Understand? Have you marked? Third question. What are the components of CPU? The CPU has 3 components from here to here up to memory unit. Have you all marked? Yes. Next one is function of ALU. Same page. Page number 5. Same. This heading. Under the heading ALU. From here you mark. ALU. The ALU is a part of a CPU. From here to this one. Logical operations up to here. Logical operations. Understand? Under the heading ALU. Starting from here. The ALU is a part of CPU. From here to till this logical operations. This line. Logical operations. Have you all marked? This is the fourth question. What's the function of ALU? Next question. What's the function of control unit? Same page. Same page. Page number 5. This head. Under this heading control unit. This 3 line. 4 lines you need to mark. Control unit from here to operation of a computer. Have you all marked? Starting from here. The control unit from here to till the operation of a computer. Have you all marked? Yes. Next thing, what is the functions of a memory? Same page, page number 5. So in this question, one line I asked you to write, isn't it? That line first you need to write. Okay, first what the line? Memory enables the computer to store program. First line you need to write. Then second point, this from here you need to mark. Sixth question, here you need to mark. The memory unit is of 2 types, which are primary memory and secondary memory. Then the primary memory is used from here to primary memory is used to temporarily store programs. That's enough. Primary memory is used to temporarily store program. This no need. And data when instructions are ready to execute. That no need. Up to this. Store programs. Then secondary memory is used to store data permanently. Understand what I am telling? First point, one point I said no. That point you need to write. Then from here you need to write. Memory unit. This memory unit is of 2 types. From here to here you need to mark. But in between this. And data when instructions are ready to execute. This no need. Temporarily to store programs. Then write this. Secondary memory is used to store data permanently. Understand what I am telling? Yes. Then next question. Differentiate input unit and output unit. So for input unit, take page number 4. So input unit is this one. Mark page number 4. Input unit. So input unit this one. Okay, have you marked? Then output unit page number 5. This is the output unit. Under the heading output unit, this 4 lines. So input unit page number 4, under the heading input unit, that 4 lines. Output unit page number 5, under the heading output unit, this 4 lines. Understand? Yes. Next one, distinguish primary memory and secondary memory. Page number 5. Primary memory and secondary memory. So already you have marked note from here. Page number 5 from here. So distinguish this one also. You need to make a tabular column and you need to write as a heading separate primary memory and secondary memory, and you need to differentiate. Okay. Page number 5 starting from here. The primary memory is used to store this one. Temporarily store programs. Secondary memory is this one. Okay. First point you can write primary memory is used to store the programs temporarily. Then what's the first point of secondary memory? This one. Secondary memory is used to store data permanently. Then primary memory is volatile. Second point. Here then secondary memory is non-volatile. Here then the content is lost when the power supply is switched off. Under the heading primary memory, third point, the content is lost when the power supply is switched off. Here third point, content is available even after the power is switched off. The content is, by reading itself you can differentiate. Okay. Then example, here RAM, here CD, ROM, hard disk, etc. Understand? 4 points I said. Primary memory from here. From here, primary memory from here to here you mark. Then for your studying purpose, easy to study only I am telling. First point, primary memory is